Hello everybody, it's Joanne here. Welcome to Perky Penny Paper Arts. Here I have some 6" by 6" squares that I have cut at the diagonal, and you may be asking, what are they for? It all started with the fun holiday trimmings from Winnie and Walter. Today we will also be using the Winnie and Walter Merry and Bright stamp set, a 6" square card base, Versamark, cherry red and jelly bean green ink from Gina K, an acrylic block, Nuvo Deluxe glue, my crystal katana tool, some clear embossing powder, some red and white baker's twine, and I already stamped and embossed my sentiment on a 2.5" square piece of cardstock. I really wanted to create a way to make mitered corners with my stamps, and this is how I did it. I started with 10 mil thick acetate, which I cut in half on the diagonal and put together to create this stencil. It worked in theory, but was too thick and it was difficult to stamp in the corners. So then I decided to try a clear plastic sleeve that I used to store my stamps in. I could have used paper, but it was important to me that I could use it over and over again and clean it off fairly easily between stamps. It worked perfectly. Let me show you with some white paper how I made the stencil. Here you see my 6" square piece of paper cut in half. I took one of the pieces and lined it up with the 6" mark on my MISTI. I applied some score tape to this piece. I then took the other piece and lined it up with the other corner of my MISTI, and after making sure everything was straight, I pressed down on the adhesive. And that's all there is to it. Now we will go back to my thin plastic stencil and give it a good cleaning before we start to make the new card. Using my MISTI and the original card I made, I line up my stamps so that I can make an identical copy, and then I switch it out for the blank card. I place the stencil on top and secure it with a magnet, ink up my stamp with jelly bean green ink, and then stamp. I repeat the stamping a second time, pressing down on the edges to make sure I get a nice straight edge. I then turn just my card and repeat the process. I do this until all 4 sides are stamped. And as you can see, I have a nice square frame for my card. For this candy cane row, it looks great when it's embossed, so I used my embossing prep tool and then stamped twice with the cherry red ink, and a third time with Versamark ink, after which I embossed it with my heat tool and clear embossing powder. Check out this shine, it almost looks edible. I again turn the card and repeat this process until I have a beautiful shiny candy cane frame. For the third border, I repeat the steps from my first border. Here I have the sentiment and another scrap piece of 2.5" cardstock with some foam tape on top. I remove the backing from the foam and stick these 2 pieces together. The baker's twine will make a really cool border for this sentiment, and I adhere it by running glue along the inside between the 2 pieces of the sentiment piece, and then placing the twine in the gaps. After I finished all 4 sides, I trim off any excess. Check this out. I love the detail this adds to the sentiment. I secure the sentiment to the front of the card with my adhesive runner and then make a cute little bow with the baker's twine to glue to the corner. I finish the card off with some sequins. This type of stencil will work with any size square card by creating the appropriate size stencil for the card you would like to make. For example, a 3" card would be made using a 3" stencil. Rectangles are a bit more complicated, and I'll make a video once I have the process tested completely. For more information, please visit my blog at www.perkypennypapers.com and follow my Instagram at perkypennypapers. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and subscribe to my channel to see when new videos are uploaded. A list of supplies is available in the description of this video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today.